is actually a completely random video that I'm just throwing together real quick because I was trying to film a front squat video and I wanted to loosen up and prep my arms to get into the front squat position or the front rack position. And I realized that this would be useful information to put out here as well. So again, I don't usually front squat with a front rack position because I don't have the prerequisite wrist and elbow mobility to keep up in this position comfortably with any substantial amount of weight. And so there are a couple ways that we can kind of get your arms and your shoulders, your armpit, everything prepped and a little bit more comfortable here. The first of the three is to just stretch out our wrist flexors. Yeah, flexors. So a way we can do that, kneeling on the floor, we're going to put our fingers down and our hands flat on the floor here. You can do the same thing on a table. And we're just going to sit back and you'll feel a deep, deep stretch right down your forearms there. Obviously, don't overdo that. Keep it reasonably uncomfortable, not horribly painful stretching. We don't want to pull anything here. Sit into that for a few seconds, maybe rock out of it if you need some relief. Sit back into it a little while longer, come back out for relief. Again, you want about 30 seconds to maybe even 2 minutes total of good wrist flexor stretching on that. Another really useful tip is some soft tissue work for your triceps and even up in here in your teres. I say teres minor. I hope I'm not wrong about that. That'd be embarrassing. But these muscles tend to get pretty tightened up. A way that we can stretch that out is just with a barbell on a rack. So what I'm going to do is put my tricep up on top of that bar, and I'm just going to roll that out like this is a foam roller. If you have a good bar or even a decent bar, that end piece of the bar is going to roll with your arm as you go through there like a rolling pin. So we're going to roll everything from up under here in our armpit all the way down to right behind our elbow. Take your arm side to side, up and down, get the full range of your tricep there. And then same thing on the other side, obviously. Just making sure we beat up that soft tissue surrounding the tricep a little bit so we get a little bit extra mobility through there. And the last thing that I'm going to show you guys for this, the final step to trying to get into that front rack position, is we're going to use some kind of dowel or PVC like I have in this case. And what we're going to do is stretch out our shoulder external rotators, or internal rotators, I guess, by stretching into that deep external rotation. This is a little bit confusing, so make sure you guys pay attention here. I'll do my best to describe it for you. What we're going to do, hold the pipe in one hand. Actually, I'm going to put it on the floor because I know I'm going to lose you guys immediately. We're going to put the pipe behind our tricep where we were just stretching and grab it with our palm facing forward. All right, so you guys can see here. Bicep, huge, monstrous bicep. Pipe behind it. And then I'm reaching around and gripping it with my hand here. And I'm going to come down here and grab that pipe. And what I'm going to do is keep my elbow up high, but pull my arm back into this external rotation. And when you do that, you're going to feel a deep, deep stretch right up under here in that teres where I was talking about. Hold that 5, 10, 60, 120 seconds, somewhere in that range. Get a good stretch there. Again, you can relax out of it, go back into it as you need to. Keep that elbow up high though, because we need that in order to keep our elbows up high for the actual squat or for the position. We never want to let our elbows drop down here. So always keeping it up high. I'll show you guys the side profile there. Get a good external rotation stretch. And obviously same thing on the other side. Hand is in front, gripping behind, and then grabbing down here to just pull that arm out into that external rotation. And sometimes I even set this dowel up on a chair or something and just so I don't have to hold it because I'm lazy. I probably shouldn't even tell you guys that. Don't be lazy. Keep the elbow up high. Good stretch. This side's definitely a little bit tighter than the other side. Whew. And once you finish with that, you should be set up pretty well to get into a front rack squat position there. If not, continue with those stretches a little bit more. And then one final thing that you could do that I can't really demonstrate for you here is get your bar up in the front rack position, which I'll talk about in the front squat video, and have someone else. So imagine me holding my bar here. I can't keep my elbows up real high, right? They're stuck down here. What I'm gonna have someone do is come at me with their arms like this, and they're gonna get up under my elbows and lift up. And you could even do the same thing, putting that bar on your chest, I suppose, and put your elbows up on another bar in a rack. Again, just forcing you into that high elbow, deep elbow, high elbow, deep flexion here. But then again, I just want to throw that video together pretty quick just to give you guys some prerequisite activities or preparations to get you into that position. Because like I said, I am not very good at it at all. I don't use it a lot for that reason. And but having learned those, it did help me whenever I was trying to get into a good front rack position. So again, quick video there, some soft tissue, some stretching, just to help you get into a front rack position.